Yeah, and where did you first look to learn about it? I know where I first kind of fell into that. Like, but did you read a book or watch some videos?
What did I read? I read The Rational Male.
Oh yeah, Rollo Tomasi. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's one of the best. Yeah, it's a pretty savage one.
Yeah.
Another really good one. It's like, I don't know the name of the book. It's by Richard Cooper.
Alpha
20 Red Flags or the Rational Male.
No, it's something Alpha something.
Yeah.
I know the book.
Yeah. He's awesome as well.
That's a great book.
Yeah.
Richard Cooper's really cool.
Yeah, I'm going to get him on the podcast.
I had a mentor, like not paid for or anything.
Yeah.
Just a friend, a much older friend who I met online actually through an entrepreneur group when I was first getting, before I went out to Thailand and I'd quit my job and left my girlfriend. I ended up speaking to this guy, David, in the States. Big G.
Nice.
Big G, David, humongous beard. and we just started chatting. And obviously, if you're chatting with guys, a lot of conversation does go to women. And I was fairly blue-pilled at the time, very more traditional, and very much indoctrinated into a system from the UK.
Yeah.
And I started speaking to David and figuring out some of the stuff he was doing with girls and like how to see multiple girls and all this different things. And some of the things he was pulling off, and he started teaching me about it and talking to me about it and telling me how the world really works when it comes to women and what they actually want. And I think he's 36, 37, and I was 22. So he had a lot more experience than me. So he was the guy that got me into it. I started testing. I was like, shit, this stuff works.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was in like a 6-year relationship before my current relationship, right? And so we had a bad breakup. And like, there's a lot of shit on her phone that I came across and all this. And it red-pilled me. It snapped me out of it, okay? And it was great in hindsight, like we were like 24, 25, so we broke up, went our separate ways. But so I was like, I don't know how to even speak to girls. I don't even know how to date. So I started watching like a lot of YouTube, like Real Social Dynamics and RSD and all these guys. And just the underlying message was just to be more confident, and is to work on yourself. And it goes, when you have got your life set up, well, then now you can go on dates. Now the girls will chase you.
Exactly.
Right? So just put yourself in a position where you're not chasing around looking desperate.
Yeah.
Whereas that your life is so sick,
Yeah.
people want to get involved. So that was like the biggest dating thing I learned.
And a lot of it comes down to, have you read Dan Bilzerian's book, The Setup?
I've read bits of it. I've yet to read the full thing.
I love that book. But
I think Dan's awesome.
Dan is a
G. Say legend.
Dan is a G.
I hate when people say they don't like him. I've actually got loads of people that have met him and gone to his parties and said he's the nicest guy ever.
Yeah, I've seen basically everything Dan's put out, all his podcasts and everything.
Yeah, me too.
He seems like a down-to-earth G, and his book's amazing.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to read it.
He basically talks about it. It's all about the setup. So when you set up your life in the right way, when you have the villa in Marbella, and you're going out and doing the cool stuff, and people find you on the internet, and you've got some money, and you're in shape, and then he talks a lot about if you want to close the deal, you need to have everything set up in a way where it's not difficult. So there'll be guys that stay in a hotel an hour away from the club.
Yes.
And they try and get a couple of girls back that they've met. And they say, where's your hotel? It's here. No, not going.
Yeah.
Compared to the guy that has the hotel 5 minutes across the road, bang, he gets the two girls. Oh, it's just over here. It's just 5 minutes away.
Suite upstairs.
And the girls, it's the suite upstairs. Yeah. It's in the back, whatever. The setup is so important when it comes to women, especially if you're in a young stage of partying, you want to just see women casually. You need to make sure you've got the setup correct. Otherwise, you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
Exactly.
Like Dan talks about when he's younger, he used to go to this lake house that I think is one of his dad's friends had. And they go to this lake house, and him and his buddy would be out on the boat, and they pull up to other lake houses around the dock and be like, do you want to go on the wakeboards with the girls? And they've got an activity to do.
Yes.
And then after they'd be like, do you want to come have a barbecue at our place? And before you know it, they're back and they're into you because the setup was so easy.
Exactly. And so one of the easiest places that I've pulled when I was like single, I've gone there so many times, is Las Vegas. And the reason for that is because every single hotel or nightclub, every nightclub's in a hotel, and every hotel has a nightclub. Have you ever been to Vegas?
I've never been to Vegas.
You never? Oh, okay.
Get me to Vegas, baby.
Yeah, we're going. But so I mean, like, let's say you're in Omnia or Caesar's Palace, whatever it is. All the big nightclubs are, like, you can probably picture Las Vegas, you know what it looks like. they're all just on the bottom floor of the hotel. So it's like whatever you're staying, you're literally just like key card,
Bang.
And you've resumed the night afterwards.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Out for seconds and firsts.
Yeah, exactly. oh, 1 minute of glory. But yeah, that's so interesting about, logistics, how that's kind of one of the biggest factors. And so you've also got a video that I had a good look at today, and it was titled "How to Go from a 2 to like a 10." How a guy can do that, looks maxing.
Yeah, I think it's 2 to a 9 or something. 2
something
to a 7,
like that.
Something like that.
Something like that, right? So tell me, right, how does a guy go up a few levels, and what is looks maxing?
Looks maxing is when you change the way that you look. You do everything in your power to become the best person that you could possibly be. So if you are currently sitting there and you're addicted to video games and you've got no muscle on you and you don't have a job and you've got very little self-respect and you're watching porn all the time, you're probably around a 2 or a 3, depending on the way that you look. If you've never done any self-development, you can improve those numbers massively if you just start hitting the gym, you sort your skin out, you sort your hair out, you get a stylist, or you go and speak to someone. So my friend Dario, he actually said, once you've got a little bit of money, go and speak to one of the store assistants in a shop but we shop a lot of Boss now. Boss are really doing some good stuff.
Really, yeah.
And
I love Massimo Dutti at the moment. I don't know how you pronounce that.
I've not been in there.
Oh man, there's one.
Oh no, I have.
Yeah,
I have. There's one in Marbella.
It's
in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's beside Zara. It's quality.
Perfect and good prices.
Oh yeah, exactly. You don't even need a shop designer. Like obviously it's great if you do, but there's a lot of good options.
There's a lot of options, but go and speak to somebody that knows style and fashion. Find somebody on the internet that you want to replicate their style. Somebody that does well.
Yeah.
And looks good, and then go into the store and say, look, I want to look like this guy. What can you recommend? Dress me up, get yourself sorted, wear a nice cologne. I mean, there's so much you can do. If you're currently at 2 or 3 and you start training and you learn how to fight and you start a business or you start working a job and you have all this self-confidence, it doesn't really matter if you're ugly, because ugly guys get pussy.
Oh yeah,
like
seriously.
Girls don't care that much. If you're built and you're a bit ugly and you make money and you're dressed well, and you smell good and you're well groomed, like there's nothing you can't really do.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, half the girls I date are taller than me.
Exactly. A lot of guys on that part of the internet, a lot of guys will be like, well, I'm short, like it's never going to happen for me. Just fuck it. There's just nothing you fucking do about it.
Yeah,
you just got to go out there, just go and get it.